few things that we've already kind of covered in class. Our bell ringer starts with activating our prior knowledge. We have been reading in our books, in our textbooks Edge, we've been reading the story, the short story, My Brother's Keeper. Do you guys recall it? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, if any of you haven't been here, and I'm sure I'm looking around, I'm sure most of you have been, but I want to make sure that we are all on the same page and we're all talking about the same story. So at this time, I want you to turn over to a partner, somebody in your group, and I want you to use your 5 W's and your H to go over what the story is about. So just kind of turn to your partners. Who, what, where, when, why, how. What was the story about? I'm going to come and listen. White House. What do we call it? Who's my who? Who's my who? What's the story? Very good, Jamie and Ted. What happened?
Well, Ted got into a problem in his car, so Jamie has to bail him out of the trouble.
And what happens at the end?
Well, at the end, Jamie has to, help him but if he tells the truth, his brother Ted will go to jail. If he doesn't, he too will go to jail and trouble.
Very good. Okay, excellent. Good job. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, here. What's my who in the story? Okay, good. I said you wrote this down also. What happened?
Ted wasn't a pro, and he went to Jamie's for her.
He thought he had murdered somebody. Okay, okay. All right, and what happened at the end? Do you guys remember?
Jamie didn't end up lying and Ted
He didn't cover up for his brother.
Okay, good. Good job. He shows himself over his brothers. Loyalty to himself rather than his brothers. Very good. In the present action of the plot to show the events that happened at an earlier time. So in other words, it takes you from the present time back to the past. Okay? Now you also have repetition. Remember that repetition can be a phrase or a word. And it's normally there to make an idea more clear to you or to stress that something's very important. Okay? Point of view, we've talked about point of view since we started reading our books. We did first person, second person, and we're now doing third person with this story. I'm going to remind you, okay, the vantage point of view from which the story is told. You guys should be familiar with point of view. Imagery, the language that may appeal to the senses, and Evelyn already kind of went over how we've used it in the past. And theme, this is probably one of the new ones today. Theme is the general idea or insight about life that, or a piece of work of literature that reveals something about the story. So, for example, in the story, My Brother's Keeper, one of the major themes, and we've discussed this because we know we have a thematic book, and our theme is centered around loyalty. Loyalty to oneself, loyalty to family, loyalty to our friends. So loyalty is a theme in this story. There are also other themes present, and I'm going to walk around to assess if you understand the concept of theme. So I'm going to start with what the assignment for today is. Today you guys are working collaboratively in groups, and I'm going to ask that you perform you're going to create a chart. And basically each one in the group is going to be responsible for one of the key terms that I've introduced today. So we're going to start with the literary term, and you're going to write it in your piece of paper, in your chart. You're going to have a piece of construction paper. I want you to break it up into 5 parts. Creativity is totally up to you how you want to do this. Some people are very creative, they get very artistic. Other people just kind of fold it over and do it into 5 parts, that's fine. You're going to start with assigning each student in the group. So you're going to select it yourself. You're going to assign each student a group one word. So you can choose from these words: flashback, repetition, point of view, imagery, and theme. And what I would like you to do is, I want you to give me the definition, but I want you to use the definition in your own words. I want you to give me evidence from the text. Where did you cite the evidence? And finally, I want you to provide an explanation of why that literary element was important to the story. So let's do the first one together. All right, so now as we get started, I want to kind of model, and I already have it up here for you, what to do. So for example, with the flashback, the literary term is flashback, so I wrote it here for you already. The definition, I want you to use the definition in your own words. So here you're going to say, takes the reader from present to past. In my own words, it takes the reader from the present to the past. The evidence from the text, I quoted it, so I opened up my quotes. Do you swear to tell the truth? The truth, what is the truth? Page 274. So here we have a flashback where I remind you that Jamie begins the story kind of looking back at what had occurred, has already occurred before. Explain why the literary element is useful. Here it provides insight on the background and knowledge as to what Jamie is going through. Okay, what is he going through, what he experienced. So it tells us, obviously, there was an incident that involved something having to do with being in the courtroom. Something important, something critical happened in the story. That's how the story opens up. So it takes us back in time. All right? Now I want somebody to help me out with repetition. So as you tell me, I'm going to go ahead and write it. So raise your hand if you want to do repetition. Okay? Anybody else? Okay, go ahead, Anthony.
Place emphasis on something.
Okay, very good. Repetition means to place emphasis on something. And I like the fact that Anthony did not use necessarily my definition verbatim. He used his own. So, to place emphasis on something. In other words, to make something important. Something that's important. Okay, evidence from the text. So, can you open up your books and kind of quickly look through your books, please, to find evidence from the text? I need somebody to look through their books. Look through their books. You're ready to get ahead of the class. Come on. And find evidence from the text. All right, volunteers, please. Anybody found anything? Okay, good job. Okay, go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead and give me your answer.
Okay, 281, when he said, I got scared, I was myself.
What page are we looking at? Class, can you turn to the page? What page is that?
281.
Page 281. When he says what?
I got scared, I wasn't myself.
Okay, I got scared, I wasn't myself. Who said that?
Ted.
Ted. Good job. Ted says, I got scared. Is that literally how he says it?
I got scared.
And then period?
Scared.
And he says, I got scared again?
No, he said scared.
Oh, he repeats the word scared. Okay, thank you. What page is that, please?
Page 281.
Page again?
281.
281, thank you. All right, on page 281, I got scared. Okay, he repeats the word scared. Can somebody tell me, raise your hand, I know many of you might know, why is it that he uses the word scared so many times? Raise your hands if you know. Or you may want to kind of discuss it first with your groups. Go ahead and discuss it. Why do you think he uses the word scared so many times? All right, at this time I need a volunteer. Please raise your hand if you can tell me why he uses the word scared twice. Okay, good job. Okay, Asiel, why does he use the word scared twice?
It shows that he's afraid, which provides tension.
Very good, because the author is trying to give us tension. In that fact, he's under a lot of stress, a lot of tension. So it provides tension. Tension is a very good word to use with short sentences and repetition. Very good. Okay, so at this time, what I want you to do is this. I want you to produce a chart that goes over the the elements that we've discussed on the board. I believe there's a total of 5, right? So each one of you is going to be assigned 1. You can choose it yourself. And I want you to give me, again, the definition, the evidence, and the explanation of why that element is important. Are there any questions? Okay, before we end our assignment, I just briefly want to bring your attention to the fact that you do have a home learning assignment to proceed the assignment for today. The home learning assignment is to go home and reflect on the assignment that we did today in class. I want you to write a quick, short paragraph, just a reflection on the assignment and how that literary element, because I didn't have enough space, how that literary element that you were assigned affected the writing that you guys, the reading that you guys did. How did it affect it? How was it? Why is that literary element so important for this reading, for this story? Why is that literary element so important for this story? Okay, I want you at this time to get started with your groups. You have crayons and colors. Make it as colorful and as artistic as you want to. Go ahead.
Who is it? She's supposed to record for us.
Sorry?